Whoa, it's your man, Nico B. This is the Black Effect. Hit that like and subscribe button, man. Hit that subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? Show love. You know what I'm saying? You get love back, you feel me? All right, man, it don't cost you nothing. You say you support black businesses, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? If you checked out my previous videos and you feeling that, you already know how we do things, man. We spark the narratives that need to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? What I do on my podcast, man, on this YouTube channel, man, is I contrast all the narratives that's going against the black man. I bring the contrast to that. You know what I'm saying? Giving knowledge and free game. All right, let me get into this. And then this is an important, you know what I'm saying, topic, man. You know, and this is something that's going on right now, you know, in the political atmosphere, and that's reparations, you know, going to American blacks, you know, the descendants of the slaves, you know, that helped build this country. Yes, reparations, you know, the reconciling, you know what I'm saying, of the wrongs that was done to a group of people over here, you know what I'm saying? Really, to me, if you ask me, you know, that's, you know, America's dirty little secret that they still haven't came to terms with. And to this day, you have the term, you have the spirit of racism, you know, existing, and the system, you know what I'm saying, of white supremacy still existing in an insidious manner, you know, and causing a lot of problems and division in the country. You know what I'm saying? It's causing division. Race relations are still, you know what I'm saying, not good. You know what I'm saying? You would think that in 2019, you know, black folks and white people should be on one accord, you know what I'm saying, just like the same way that Chinese and or Asians are on one accord, you know what I'm saying, with white people over, you know, and they not even on one accord with them, you know what I'm saying, because they didn't come over here. The original builders of this country were blacks and white people. We are the original founders here and owners here of this country. We built this, and you know, at the end of the day, you know, and just to be fair, race relations will never improve until the country itself accepts their role, you know, in the detriment of the black people, the black family, um, and accepts their role in the stealing, you know, the theft, you know, of black land, you know, the theft of black labor. I mean, I would love to have, you know, I got, you know, a couple of businesses going on. Do you know, I would love to have somebody come. If somebody had somebody to work for me for free, I would be rich in 2 years. I would be rich in a year, me personally. You know what I'm saying? If I had some people to just come work for me for free. You know what I'm saying? Of course, that's how a lot of white people gain and amass their wealth. They were able to give that to their children. Not only that, black folks were lied to and mentally terrorized and kept from certain things, so white people were able to operate freely without competition, you know what I'm saying, in certain sectors and just take it over. You know, you had white people taking black people's ideas, patenting it themselves, because black people weren't allowed to do that. You know what I'm saying? These people had kids, and you know, you had the kid people who were slaves. Like, I'm gonna use my grandparents for example. You had my great grandparents who were, you know, who were descendants of slaves, direct descendants. You know, so all they knew were that when the direct descendants of slaves tried to get out and start their own businesses and do things like that, they were mentally terrorized. They were physically terrorized, bombed. You know, look up Black Wall Street. Look that up. You know, so black folks, that caused them to be fearful and stepping out on their own. Then you had the generation under my great-grandparents, my grandparents, who was just trying to work and amass something. The white people they already 60 steps down, you know, the line, 60 yards down the field. You know what I'm saying? And we just starting at the 1 yard line catching the kick return. You know, they already 60 yards down the line. You know what I'm saying? They already had the wealth. They already had the mental conditioning, you know what I'm saying, to be able to, that you could do what you want to do. Now, let's get to my parents. You know, though that generation of people were placated, into the white supremacy system. They still didn't have any wealth. Their parents just equaled out just enough just to raise them. So now they see these jobs, and they basically was just went to go work in the modern day slavery system for the white man, and they raised their kids to think that way, to be more modern day slaves. Not to mention all of the anxieties, all of the just, like I said, the mental, the psychological effects to Black American men and women, from slavery, white supremacy, and all of that terrorism up until now. That alone is criminal. That alone deserves, compensation. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at it like this. Like I said, even if you didn't own slaves, you benefited from us building this country, building this structure, the free labor. You benefited from the lack of competition. You benefited from another group of people being mentally fucked up to where they don't even think, that they can compete with you, or they don't even think that they'll get a fair stance, or at one point in time you tried to make them think that they were inferior species. You see this group of people, they human. This, not only did you enslave this group of people, you lied to them and fed them bullshit for your gain over and over. And to this day, right now, Black folks they have 1% of the wealth. And that was the same amount that they held when they first got out of slavery. You said you was going to give them their 40 acres and a mule. Where is that at? You know what I'm saying? Where is our land, B? You know what I'm saying? You owe us, man. You at least should give, Black folks the public apology as a country. And I don't care. And I mean, just as a fair white person, you should just accept it. You should, accept your ancestors' role. This is how God thinks. He visits the sins of the fathers on the second and third generations. That's fair because, see, in this country, we've got we don't think, we don't think legacy wise. We only think small minded. That's why we could fuck up. We want to just fuck up the earth and don't care about the next generation. We only thinking about ourselves. But it used to be thinking, we thought in the proper manner of family, of legacy, of time. You know what I'm saying? How the hell is the next generation just going to pull themselves up from nothing? And even still, you got these systems of white supremacy built in where a lot of people, sometimes they can't get loans. Black folks can't get loans. Or it's insidious, like, you could go out and try to get you a storefront property, a good property in a good neighborhood, and it could be available. But this person, just because of the color of your skin, is lying to you, talking about this